So maybe you've seen that NCAA cross country is less than a month away. But how does it work? How do they figure out what teams win and what teams go to nationals? In this video, I'll break down everything from scoring at meets to how the season progresses and everything in between. So first, how to win a meet. A meet is just a fancy way of saying a cross-country race. At a meet consists of women's and men's races, both held at different times. Usually the woman will race first, and after that race, the men's race will start. How to win a race is simple. Score the least amount of points as a team. But how do you do that? Let's set up a scenario. You're on red team and you're in second place. Your teammate, Bobby Alexander III, is behind you in third, with the rest of your team being in 6th, 10th, 12th, 20th, and 21st. You have a full team because your team consists of 7 runners. If your team has 5 runners, you can still compete, but if any of your runners do not finish the race, your team cannot be counted in the final results. If your team has more than 7 runners, only your top 7 finishers will be considered for the meet, and only the top 5 of those will count for your team score. But back to the race, your rival school is the blue team. Their top runner is in first, Remy Jackson Wilbur Jr. Then the rest of the team is in 5th, 7th, 8th, 16th, 24th, and 28th. So who wins? Is it blue because they're in first place? Well, you need to take into account more than that. How you score a cross-country meet is as follows. You take the position the runner finishes in and add the positions of your top 5 runners to get your team total. So the red team finished their top 5 runners in 2nd, 3rd, 6th, and 10th, and 12th. So that'd be a total of 33 points. The blue team, on the other hand, finished their runners in 1st, 5th, 7th, 8th, and 16th. So that'd be 37 points. So in this situation, the red team would win as they had the lowest score out of the 2 teams. But if you don't count the 6th and 7th runner, then why are they here? They also serve an important role to the team. The 6th and 7th runners are there as buffers. If someone's having a bad race and they're in the way back of the pack, then the 6th or 7th runner can keep the team from losing a lot of points. If someone is sick on race day or DNFs the race, then 6th and 7th can keep the team from being disqualified for team scoring. If the other team is having a bad day, 6th and 7th can finish ahead of the other team's top 5 runners and give the other team more points by having them finish farther back in the pack. This is called displacement. Even though the 6th and 7th runners don't score for their own team, they can push the other team's scoring runners farther back in the results, increasing their score. If it is a tie between 2 teams, then the 6th and 7th runners can be tiebreakers. So safe to say that 6th and 7th have important roles as well. So to recap the meet scoring, you need the lowest score to win, only the top 5 runners attribute to the team score, and your score is calculated based on the position your runners finished in. So we have that. Now, how does the NCAA cross-country season work? The season starts off in the regular season. Teams compete in invitational meets, dual meets, and tri-meets. Invitational meets are typically larger meets with more teams. Dual meets are smaller meets with only 2 teams competing, and tri-meets are like dual meets but with 3 teams. Some popular regular season meets you might hear people talking about are the Nuttycombe Invitational, Roy Grock Invitational, Cowboy Jamboree, and Pre-Nationals, just to name a few. These races are primarily for teams to help runners gain experience, evaluate and tweak the team lineups, and building their at-large qualification resume. More on that later. Men's races are usually 8K, sometimes 10K, and women's races are usually 6K. Again, you might see an 8K. The regular season lasts from August to October. Next is the conference championships. Most teams choose to compete in these, but not all. Some examples of conferences are Big Ten, SEC, ACC, Pac-12, etc. This meet crowns the conference champion of the cross-country season. These meets are not required to compete in to qualify for nationals, but many teams do still compete in it. Some of the top schools can choose to rest their top runners, but many schools will run their full lineup and show off how strong they're looking coming up to nationals. These are the meets that kick off the postseason and usually happen around late October. After the conference championships are the regional championships. These are crucial races for many teams. The country is split into 9 regions. There are the Great Lakes, Mid-Atlantic, Midwest, Mountain, Northeast, South, South Central, Southeast, and West regions. During these meets, the men run 10K and the women run 6K. The top 2 teams from each region get automatically qualified for nationals. We call these teams auto qualifiers. This will be important for later. This means 18 teams get into nationals, no questions asked. This is why regional championships are so important. For the rest of the teams, they turn their attention to at-large qualifying. At-large qualifying is how the final 13 teams are selected for the NCAA D1 cross-country championships. After the 18 automatic qualifiers, so the top 2 teams from each region are locked in. The NCAA uses a computer-based system called COLAS to determine which teams deserve those final 13 spots. Teams are selected based on how they perform during the regular season and conference meets, specifically how often they beat teams to automatically qualify for nationals. Each time a team beats one of these auto qualifiers, they earn what is called a COLAS point. The selection process goes step by step. Once a team is added to the national field, any team that beat them earlier in the season also gets a COLAS point, which can help them get selected next. There is an important rule called the push rule. The team that finishes 4th at regionals can't be selected for nationals unless the 3rd place team from the region also qualifies. So if a 4th place team has a strong resume, the 3rd place team must also be brought in first, even if that 3rd place team has fewer COLAS points. So to summarize, at-large qualifying is based on the COLAS points earned by beating good teams throughout the season, with a step-by-step selection process and specific rules that ensure fairness based on regional placement. After all this, the top 31 teams in the nation compete at the national meet, held at a rotating site each year. This year is Missouri. The men race a 10K while the women race a 6K. The scoring is just like any other meet. The team with the lowest score wins the meet, and the runner who crosses the line first wins the individual title. The top 40 runners are awarded All-American honors, no matter how your team did, and that is basically the national meet. So to recap, the season starts off with the regular season, where you can build up your at-large qualifying resume and get race experience. Then it's off to conference championships to get the postseason underway. After that, you have the regional championships to try and get into nationals. Then you have nationals to finish off the year and see who is at the top this year. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'd love to answer any questions you have. Make sure you to like and subscribe if you want to see more NCAA cross-country content, and I'll see you guys next week. See ya.